I was drawing in complete silence, and at some point I realized that I didn't hear my tinnitus for maybe a couple of seconds. Oh my god! That was the first time in months where I didn't think of my tinnitus. I have to just do something and then I don't think about my beeps. Oh my god! Is this it? Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. If you want to know what you can do when you've just found out you have tinnitus, like how someone else dealt with everything that first year after being diagnosed, then keep on watching, because in this video I am going to talk about how it all was for me back in the day when I just found out I had tinnitus. So this tinnitus video is my second tinnitus video. The first video I posted is how my life was before tinnitus and how I got it. And like the 2 days after I officially got tinnitus, that I was freaking out because I found out that something was really wrong. And this is the video where I will follow up with that story. I will continue, so that's what I'm going to do right this second. There was also something I just found out that I did not mention in the previous video, but in the year that I would get tinnitus, I also didn't study. I didn't went to university because I didn't like the study that I was doing, so I quit. So I had nothing when I found out I had tinnitus. That meant, unfortunately, that I had all the time in the world to freak out. I had all the time in the world to focus on my ears, to focus on the beeps, to focus on everything that was really, really, really bad in that time. And so I did. The second day I had tinnitus was the day where I found out something was wrong. The beeps weren't going away. I screwed up my ears. That was really scary. We went to the doctor. He said, well, it's probably tinnitus, but to make sure, you have to go to the hospital. I went to the KNO-arts, which is the throat, nose, and ear doctor. I had hearing tests. I think in my life now I've had like 5 or 6 or 7 hearing tests. Like, I'm a pro at it. I know what to do. Then they told me I had to go to this audio center. So this was a center full of healthcare professionals that were focused on only ears. So I had a woman where I would go to once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, and we would talk about how I was feeling. And back in that center I also had a lot more tests for my ears. I remember I had something that went into my ear, and that would measure if something was broken or not. It was a lot of tests, and it was the same conclusion. It was you have tinnitus, but you don't have hearing loss. You don't have hearing loss. Your ears during the concert, they weren't damaged. So that, in my case, I am special, because most people that would have tinnitus would have hearing loss. But they gave me hope because they said, you don't have hearing loss, so everything's healthy. I could hear sounds that babies can hear. My ears are really good, but you have tinnitus. But maybe one day it can go away because you don't have damaged ears. So that gave me a lot of hope. But fast forwarding 7 years, I still have it. All of that went down. Like, I went to hearing professionals. I went to people that so I could talk to them about my problems, about how to spend my days, because I was freaking out. Just imagine, if you don't have tinnitus or anything, that all of a sudden you will never be able to have silence again. The thought of that, that was so scary. But at the same time, I didn't want to be in complete silence anymore because I was afraid of my ears. Like, I would focus on the beeps. I would focus if a beep would change, if it would be higher pitched, would it be lower pitched. And as I just mentioned, I had nothing going on. I didn't study. So I had all the time in the world to really focus on my ears. So in the beginning, I did everything wrong that you can imagine doing wrong. I did just everything wrong. Because I got tinnitus after a concert, so after a loud noise, I was completely traumatized by noise, by sounds. So I just said I didn't want to have silence anymore, but that was way later, because in the beginning, I just thought, oh my god, my ears, like they went through so much, I have to be in complete silence now so that my ears can sort of heal, you know. So I was afraid of anything that could make a sound. I remember my television, I had this old TV, and I would do the volume so incredibly low that I would hardly even hear anything, but I just thought, no, like I can't have any sound near me. Everything has to be in complete silence, because then my ears can maybe heal. But that's the worst thing you could do, because in complete silence you can hear your beeps perfectly, you know, so you can pay attention. So it's like, okay, I'm in complete silence now. Uh-oh, my left ear, why does it feel like it's getting louder, it's getting louder, oh my god, and then you're freaking out. It was such a roller coaster of me just being so scared, and the days would go by so slow because I was in complete panic mode every minute of the day. I couldn't eat. I lost a lot of weight, and I was just not doing okay, because how can you know, all of a sudden it's never silent. All of a sudden I have a disease or condition, whatever you want to call it, that is never going to go away. There's no cure. I have it for life, and now I have to deal with it. But how can you possibly feel okay when all of that information just hits you and you feel like you're in a place where you can't escape from because it's in your ears, you know? And I remember back then, because I don't have damaged ears, I always made this comparison to other people, saying it feels like technically I have a broken leg, but I never fell. But I have a broken leg now, and it's for life. There I was. Months later, I was on my own. It doesn't matter what your family says or your friends say, because ultimately they don't hear what you're hearing. They don't have the sounds in your ears that you do. So you have to do it on your own. You have to get better on your own. And that's something that I really felt. At some point, it was like a switch just flipped. I had this realization of I can only try to get used to the sounds, try to be happier, try to be happy, just be happy, try to be me again. If I just try to take action for me, no one is gonna be of help. Like, I have to take control now. The tinnitus doesn't control me, I control it. And I remember having that change of mind when I was drawing. I was drawing in complete silence, and I realized that I didn't hear my tinnitus for maybe a couple of seconds. But obviously it was still there, it didn't go away, but I didn't hear it because I was focused on something else. So I stopped drawing and I thought, oh my god, that was the first time in months where I didn't think of my tinnitus, even if it was just for a couple of seconds. And that, to me, how silly it may seem, was the sign of, okay, maybe I can overcome this. And just that shift of thought was mind-blowing, to all of a sudden find out that if I'm focused on something else, I can momentarily forget my tinnitus. I just have to not be focused on it. I have to just do something, and then I don't think about my beeps. Oh my god, is this it? And so I changed everything. And then suddenly the video stopped. Yup, While editing, I found out that this video was going to be way too long, so I made sure to divide the video in 2 parts. So this is part 1, and part 2 will be uploaded very soon, and in that video I will tell you more about the journey that first year, the steps I took to beat my tinnitus and just be me again. So if you want to check that video out, then you can do that very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.